Hello everyone, welcome back to Pably. The title of our today's video is How to Add LinkedIn Leads to Mailmodo as Contacts. So I'm running a business and I'm using LinkedIn Lead Ads to promote my business, and I wish that as soon as a new lead is received in my LinkedIn Lead Ads, automatically a contact should be created in my Mailmodo using the details of that lead. For this, we are going to create a connection between LinkedIn Leads and Mailmodo. To create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pably Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So in Pably, we have the concept of trigger and action. For trigger, we are going to use LinkedIn Leads, and for action, we are using Mailmodo. So if you also wish to learn this process step by step, follow me through the screen. Welcome to my screen. So as you know, in this video, we are going to learn how to create Mailmodo contact from LinkedIn Lead Ads. For this, we are going to create a connection between LinkedIn Lead Ads and Mailmodo. To create this connection, I have already opened the landing page of Pably simply by searching pably.com/connect in my browser. It is very easy. So as soon as you'll open the landing page of Pably, you are going to get two options. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So if you are a new user, you can click on sign up for free and you are going to get hundreds of tasks free every month. But I am an existing user, so I'm going to click on sign in. And now it is opening all Pably apps. Over here you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pably. But in today's video we are going to use Pably Connect because we are connecting two applications. So I'm going to click on access now right over here. And now it is opening my dashboard, and to start with the automation we are going to click on this button right over here which says create workflow. And now it is asking me the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So I want to save the workflow in this folder which says automations, and I want to name my workflow as Add LinkedIn Leads to Mailmodo as Contacts, and then we are going to click on create. And now it is opening the most important window of our automation, that is our workflow window. This is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. By this you can understand that the trigger is the commander for the workflow and actions follow the commands. And as you know that we can have only a single commander but multiple followers. So over here we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of our trigger. So for our trigger application we are going to select LinkedIn lead gen forms because I want that as soon as a new lead gen form is submitted in my LinkedIn account, automatically my workflow should be triggered. So I'm going to search for LinkedIn lead gen forms and select it. And then for the trigger event, we are going to select new lead gen form response. And then we are going to click on connect. And as you can see that it is asking me to add a new connection or select the existing connection. So if you have already connected your LinkedIn lead gen form account with your Pably's workflow, you can click on select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me. Click on add a new connection and then connect with LinkedIn lead gen forms. And yes, you can see that as soon as I clicked on connect with LinkedIn lead gen forms, we have successfully connected our LinkedIn lead gen form account with our Pably's workflow. And then for my account, I'm going to select Naveen only. And then for lead form, we are going to select sample lead gen form because I want that only the details of this form should be captured by my workflow and create a contact in my Mailmodo. If you want to create this automation for any another particular form, you can select that form. And after selecting my particular form, before clicking on save and send test request, I'll show you my LinkedIn ad. And over here you can see that I'm running two campaigns. We are going to open this campaign and do a test submission so that Pably can capture the response of my lead. And as you can see that this is my lead gen form which I selected in my workflow. So over here I'm going to click on apply now. And now it is asking me the email address and the phone number. So I'm going to enter these details. But as you can see that it is not asking me the first name, last name and company name because these are pre-selected as my campaign is in draft mode. If you're running a live campaign, your leads are going to get all the information to fill in. So now we are going to select the email address as demoUser@pablytudes.com. And then for the phone number, I'm going to enter it as this. And then after entering the email and phone number, I'm going to click on submit. And yes, you can see information sent to Pably. So this means that LinkedIn lead gen form has sent the details of my submission to my workflow. So I'm going to open my workflow and over here we are going to click on save and send test request. And you have to keep in mind that you are going to receive the response of the latest lead submitted. And over here you can see the form name, also the email address that we entered, the phone number that we entered, and the first name, last name, which is demo, because my campaign was in draft mode. So if you are running a live campaign, you are going to receive the latest details and the live details. So after completing my trigger step successfully, I am moving on to my action step. For my action application, I am going to select MailModo because I want as soon as a new LinkedIn leads in form is submitted, automatically a contact should be created in MailModo too. So I'm going to search for it and select it. And then for the action event, we are going to select add contact to list. And then we are going to click on connect. And as you can see, again, it is asking me to add a new connection or select the existing connection. So if you have already connected your MailModo account, you can click on select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and then it will ask you for the API key. So we are going to read the notes, and it is saying log into your MailModo account. You can find your API key by navigating to settings and then API keys. So if you wish, you can directly click on this hyperlink right over here and get your API key. But we are going to get the API key from the MailModo account. So I'm going to open my MailModo account, and over here from the left sidebar, I'm going to go on settings. And then over here you can see API key. And now I'm going to create a new API key. So I'm going to click on add API key. And then I'm going to give this API key a name, which is LinkedIn Leads. So I'm going to enter this and click on OK. And yes, you can see that we have created a new API key with LinkedIn Leads. So I'm going to click on show API key right over here. And over here, I'm going to copy this key. And then I'm going to paste this key in my workflow. And yes, you can see that I've pasted my key successfully. And then we are going to click on save. And yes, you can see that we have successfully connected our MailModo account with our Pabbly's workflow. And now it is asking me for the email, the list name, and the personalization fields. So we are going to map this. Mapping is a method by Pabbly, which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, our previous step was the trigger step where we selected LinkedIn Leads in Forms as our trigger application. So I'm going to map the details from the response of my trigger application only. So I'm mapping these details because I want these details to turn dynamic and change with every new form submitted. And also, as soon as I'm going to map all these details, my workflow would be ready to run in real time too. So I'm going to open the response and then search for email right over here. And then over here, you can see the email that we have entered, demo user 000@pabblytudes.com. So we are going to map this. And then it is asking me for the list name. So I'm going to keep the list name as new leads. So I'm going to write it. And then it is asking me for the personalization fields. So apart from the email, I also want to add the first name, the last name, and the phone number of my lead. So that's why we are going to enter the personalization fields right over here. And to write this, we are going to read the notes, and it is saying enter the personalization fields data, example field 1 equals to field value. So we are going to put in the inverted comma, and then I'm going to enter the field name 1 over here, which is first name. So I'm going to write first underscore name, and then again we are going to close this in the inverted commas, and then we are going to enter the field value, which is the first name of our lead. So I'm going to open this and search for name right over here. And as you can see that this is the demo name. So I'm going to enter this first name right over here. And then we are going to do same for the last name. I'm going to enter last name in inverted commas, and then we are going to map the last name right over here. So again, I'm going to search for name and map the last name right over here. And then again, we are going to secure this in inverted commas, put another comma, and then enter the field value as phone number. And again, we are going to do same for the phone number. I'm going to map phone number right over here. I'm going to search for phone, and over here you can see the phone number that we entered. So I'm going to map this and also put this in the inverted commas. And yes, you can see that I've completed my personalization fields also. So now we are going to click on save and send test request. And yes, you can see that we have received the positive response which says contact is successfully created and added to the list. So this means that our contact has been added. So I'm going to open my MailModo. And yes, you can see a new contact has been added with the same email address, the first name, the last name, and the same phone number. So this means that my workflow is successful, but I'll just test the workflow once, and this time I'm going to give you a real-time example. So again, we are going to do a test submission. So we are going to open our leads in form and refresh the page. And again, we are going to click on apply now. And again, we are going to enter the another email as test44@pabblytudes.com and the phone number as this time. So after entering all these details, again we are going to click on submit, and as you know that it is not asking me for the first name and last name because my campaign is in draft mode. So now I'm going to click on submit. And yes, you can see information sent to Pabbly. This means that LinkedIn Leads Informs has sent the details of our lead to our workflow. Pabbly captured the response, triggered the workflow, and further created a contact in our MailModo account too. So we are going to open our MailModo account and check that if a new contact has been created or not. But this time we are not going back to our workflow and clicking on save and send test request. We'll directly open our MailModo account. But you have to keep in mind that LinkedIn is a polling based application and it says this trigger will check for new data in 10 minutes only. So I'll have to wait for 10 minutes so that Pabbly can capture the new response, trigger the workflow, and create a new contact in MailModo. So after 10 minutes, we are going to open our MailModo account and check that if a new contact has been created or not. And now it has been 10 minutes and now we are going to open our MailModo account and check that if a new contact has been created or not. And yes, you can see email test44@pabblytudes.com, the first name, the last name, and also the source API. So this means that we have successfully created a new contact too in our MailModo account. So this means that my workflow is successful, and I'll just summarize the workflow for you once. For our trigger application, we selected LinkedIn Leads Informs, and then for the trigger event, we selected new Leads Inform response because I wanted that as soon as a new Leads Inform response is submitted in my LinkedIn Leads Informs, automatically Pabbly should capture the response and trigger the workflow. And then for the action application, I selected MailModo, and then for the action event, we selected add contact to list because I wanted that as soon as a new LinkedIn Leads Inform is submitted, automatically a contact should be added to my list in my MailModo account too. And as you can see that we were successful with our workflow. Over here are the 2 contacts I created during this video. So if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video, and for your reference I'll just clone the workflow and share the workflow link in the description box. Thank you for watching. Not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly, you can integrate many more applications. So now, if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this website. And if you find our videos helpful, do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.